Saturday morning cartoons in 1990s America were a sacred ritual. You woke up early, earlier than any school day, and claimed the TV before anyone else. You grabbed your cereal, planted yourself on the couch, and for 4 hours, the world disappeared. No parents bothering you, no responsibilities, just cartoons. This was your time. Every kid in America did the same thing every Saturday morning. The routine was universal, and it defined childhood in the 1990s. Let us walk through what Saturday morning cartoons actually felt like in 1990s America. The ritual started the night before. You knew Saturday morning was coming. You might stay up late Friday night, but you still woke up early Saturday. The TV turned on quietly. You did not want to wake your parents. The volume stayed low at first. You navigated to the right channel. Fox Kids, Kids Are B, ABC, NBC. Each network had its lineup, and you knew the schedule. The shows started early, sometimes 6 or 6:30 in the morning. You were there for the first one. The house was quiet. Everyone else was asleep. The TV glowed in the dark living room. You sat in your pajamas, maybe with a blanket. The remote control stayed in your hand. You were not changing channels much. You stayed on one network and watched their whole block. This was your time. No interruptions, no sharing, no compromise. Saturday morning belonged to you. Cereal was essential to the experience. You poured a giant bowl of the sugariest cereal your parents allowed. Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, Cocoa Puffs, Cap'n Crunch. The bright colors, the sugar rush, the toys inside the box. You ate on the couch with the bowl on your lap or on the coffee table. Eating in front of the TV was usually forbidden, but Saturday morning was the exception. The cereal commercials played between shows, and you recognized them all. The Trix Rabbit, Lucky the Leprechaun. The commercials sold you the cereal you were already eating. The back of the cereal box had games, mazes, puzzles. You read it while you ate, even though you had read it a dozen times. Some boxes had prizes inside. You dug through the cereal looking for the plastic toy buried at the bottom. The sugar kept you awake and energized. You refilled your bowl at least once. The milk turned colors from the cereal. You drank the sugary milk at the end. This was breakfast and entertainment combined. The cartoons themselves were diverse and memorable. Different networks had different vibes. Fox Kids had action-heavy shows. X-Men, Spider-Man, Power Rangers, and later Batman Beyond. These shows had ongoing storylines, drama, and excitement. Kids WB leaned into comedy and chaos. Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, Pinky and the Brain, and later Pokémon. A, BC, and NBC had a mix. Recess, Pepper Ann, Saved by the Bell reruns that technically were not cartoons but fit the block. The lineups changed seasonally. New shows premiered, old shows disappeared, and you adapted to the schedule. Each show had a specific time slot. You knew exactly when your favorite started. You planned bathroom breaks and cereal refills around the schedule. The cartoons were animated differently. Some were traditional hand-drawn animation. Others experimented with CGI and digital techniques. The quality varied, but you did not care. The stories mattered. The characters mattered. You got attached to shows. You followed story arcs. When Pokémon arrived in 1998, it exploded. Everyone watched. Everyone collected the cards. Pokémon became a phenomenon that dominated the late 1990s. The cartoons were not just entertainment. They were cultural touchstones that everyone shared. The commercials were half the experience. Between every show, commercials flooded the screen. Toy commercials dominated. Nerf guns, action figures, Barbie, Hot Wheels, video games. The commercials were loud, colorful, and designed to make you want things. You absorbed every ad. You memorized jingles. One jingle went, "Crossfire, you'll get caught up in the crossfire." The toys advertised matched the shows. X-Men action figures during the series, Power Rangers toys during the show. The line between show and commercial blurred. Some shows existed primarily to sell toys. Transformers, G.I. Joe in reruns, Pokémon. The shows were extended advertisements, but you did not care. You loved the shows and you wanted the toys. Commercials also advertised upcoming movies, video games, and other shows. The commercials built hype. You saw the same ads every week and they burrowed into your brain. The ads became part of the nostalgia. Decades later, you remember the jingles and the taglines as clearly as the shows. Monday morning at school, everyone talked about what they watched. Did you see X-Men yesterday? Conversations started with that question. Everyone had seen it because everyone watched Saturday morning cartoons. The shared experience created common ground. You discussed plot twists, favorite characters, and cool moments. Trading cards tied into the shows, Pokémon cards and X-Men cards. You traded at school and compared collections. Action figures came to school in backpacks. Kids showed off new toys based on the shows. Sleepovers on Friday nights meant watching cartoons together Saturday morning. You and your friends camped out in the living room, stayed up late, then woke up for cartoons. Watching with friends was different. You laughed together, argued about characters, and recited catchphrases. The cartoons were a bonding experience. Everyone participated in the same culture. Regional differences did not matter. Kids in California watched the same shows as kids in New York at the same time. Saturday morning cartoons were a national unifying experience for children. By the late 1990s, things started changing. Cable channels like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon aired cartoons all day, every day. You did not have to wait for Saturday morning. You could watch cartoons after school, on weeknights, whenever. The exclusivity disappeared. Saturday morning lost its special status. VHS tapes let you record shows and watch them later. TiVo appeared at the end of the decade. Time shifting meant you controlled when you watched. The appointment viewing aspect faded. The internet started arriving in homes. Computers offered new entertainment. By the 2000s, streaming would kill the concept entirely. But in the 1990s, Saturday morning cartoons were still the dominant experience. The ritual remained strong through most of the decade. The transition happened gradually. Older kids shifted to cable and other activities. Younger kids still held on to the tradition, but the era was ending. The special feeling of waking up early on Saturday, having the TV to yourself, watching a block of cartoons designed specifically for that time slot. That feeling would not last. Saturday morning cartoons in 1990s America were more than just shows. They were a ritual that defined childhood. The early wake-up, the cereal, the hours on the couch, the shared experience with millions of other kids doing the exact same thing. For people who grew up in the 1990s, those memories are vivid. The theme songs, the characters, the commercials, the feeling of Saturday morning freedom. That era is gone now. Kids today can watch cartoons anytime on demand, but they will never know what it felt like to wait all week for Saturday morning, to wake up early just to watch cartoons, to have that specific time be so special. Saturday morning cartoons were a defining part of growing up in the 1990s, and the memories last forever. If you spent your Saturday mornings glued to the TV watching cartoons in the 1990s, hit that like button and subscribe for more trips back to what childhood was really like. Drop a comment with your favorite Saturday morning cartoon.